weird fucking guys. You're doing a manly thing, and you're a fucking dork.
I've got my lightsaber wearing my Pokemon hat today. Like, what the fuck is this shit?
Wow, you're a real Renaissance man, you know that?
Goddamn man-child.
What a fucking dork.
Yeah. But he's our dork.
This is not for children.
It definitely is not for children.
That one clip where the chick says, "You're a real Renaissance man," and then, "Goddamn man," is that the same chick?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nah, it's two clips that I put back to back.
One of them's the chick from
Yellowstone. Yeah.
Which one? The blonde?
Yeah,
She's beautiful.
What's her name? She's English. She's an
English actress. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous though.
Dude, she's a fucking knockout, man.
Yeah.
She's
I don't watch the show, but my
you're
son
fucking
watches
crazy.
it. My son watches it and loves it.
Well, I could see your son watching it and then buying like the jacket or the vest, and then
I think
like,
he started listening to country music
riding around
because of it.
Delco and a fucking on a horse and shit. You know,
Nah,
like,
I don't know about the horse part, but he definitely he picked up listening to country music because of it or whatever.
he did buy a pickup truck.
Well,
you know?
yeah, I mean he's always wanted a pickup truck.
But that's all 20-year-old kids
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
You know, that's like Hondas in the '90s. You know, Honda Civics.
I don't know.
I laugh so hard because I scroll. Me being a car guy, I see like the trends in the car community, and it's like right now it's fucking diesel pickup trucks. But it's silly to me because, dude, you're spending such a ridiculous amount of money. Like you're going so far backwards.
Mm-hmm.
You have this $100,000 fucking truck that's just depreciating in value. So by the time this trend goes away, your truck will be worth $10,000. I'll buy it. I'll scrap your stupid fucking aluminum wheels, and then I'll use it to pull around a car trailer with and go buy some shit. And like you lost 90 grand just looking like a cool kid. But at least the Honda Civic kids in the 90s, you were buying a fucking shitbox for 10 grand or 5 grand or whatever, and putting a fart can on it and riding around the neighborhood annoying everybody with your stupid fucking Fast and the Furious body kit that wasn't even painted, you know? So, like, that's the difference to me is, like, at least my generation wasn't pissing away a mortgage note on a fucking truck that wasn't going to be worth nothing.
Yeah.
You know?
I never, like, gotten into that. Like, I want to get a car because of this, and this. It was like...
Oh, I definitely did.
Well,
but I'm a car guy.
But you're a car
yeah.
guy. But, like, my first car was a fucking 1980 Buick Skylark that was, like... had so many like red flags. It was a real rust box, like a total shit box, and me and my stepdad fucking we like kind of brought it back to life.
Yeah.
But it was like you would turn the fucking wipers on and like the turn signal would, you know, go off or like I mean, I'm not even joking, like weird shit would happen. Like really weird fucking stuff would happen with this car. And it was, you know, this is the one that the kid said to me, you know, when he saw me driving down the street, he was like, "Nice car you're wearing." And fucking, that was the car. But, and then after that, I had like a 1982 Buick LeSabre, which was beautiful. I loved it. I got that car for like $450.
Them cars are still around, I think.
Dude, I loved it. I wish I'd have like took better care of it at this point because I would love to still have it. It was like driving a big fucking boat. But like, I was like the kind of guy who had cars that didn't have air conditioning and shit like that, or it didn't have a CD player. So like when I got a car that did, I was like, I didn't give a fuck how like flashy it was. I was like, oh, the Chevy Lumina, this fucking thing has air conditioning in it. I'm down. Yeah.
I think that that's the difference, though. Is like we keep upping the ante on like what is standard, as to now like, dude, we didn't have the internet when you and I were kids. There was no fucking internet to look up porn on. There was jerking off to your dad's dirty magazines. There was no fucking Pornhub, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't there. It didn't exist, you know? And like, so, like, to me, when you look at the new generations and what they think is normal...
Everything is so accessible to them. They have no idea.
Dude, everything, you know? Everything is... Like what we considered luxury back then... is now like oh my god, you have a fucking car with roll-up windows?
Yeah,
Yeah, you fucking twat. What? That's what all of them did. You were
Dude,
lucky if you
I
had a car
can't
with fucking
imagine
windows.
How put out, like, some kids must be when they get in the car. Can you roll that window down? Oh, fuck.
What
I gotta
the
roll this
fuck
window
is
down?
this, you know?
I mean, that was, like, just part of my daily routine was rolling the window down, you know?
Well, that was a weird, awkward silence
Yeah,
because my
buddy.
wife just made a weird hand signal.
The hand signal was this.
Yeah. I
This,
think she
you're a
called,
jerk off.
Yeah, she said I was a jerk. So I always think it's funny that like imagine a kid sits down in like your old I think it's funny like they love the novelty of like old trucks right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like a 1992 Ford F-150 is like a hot seller. Like,
Yeah.
dude, they love that shit. Oh my god, I got in it and it's got a bench seat. Like, dude, I could fuck my chick on this bench seat. Yeah, I know. That's how you were made. We
Yeah.
made you on that fucking bench seat, dude. Yes. The seat does not have an electric button that pushes it forward. You
What do you
have
think
to pull
that
the
is, like,
lever
about, like,
and shift
nostalgia
it.
that just, like, gives you that kind of comfort?
I
Because I'm
mean,
like a super nostalgic dude. Like, I would much rather just, like, fall into, like,
in the car world, I very much am too. Like, I
in
love
everything for
old
me.
cars.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I enjoy my luxury, but if there's too much technology, I'm like, all right, fuck this car.
Yeah.
You know? So,
Sometimes I get in these cars and, yeah, they got cameras so you can see how you're backing up and the fucking, you know, everything about it is like, you know, like there's a button to, you know, fucking wipe your ass or something. It's like crazy.
I think the closer we get to the looming doom of AI is like it kind of freaks me out a little bit. And I'm a mechanic, so I watch this shit. But like, so you had fuel injection cars that came. Everybody was blown away. Oh my God, we can control how much fuel goes into these cars, lowering the emissions, but also makes it much more drivable. You know, to go from a carburetor, which is like, just dump it the fuck in there and catch it on fire. It'll make some power. And then it was like, and then you like to tune a carburetor, like you really had to have your shit together and like be a really good mechanic to feel the difference between each tune. And I'm getting there. I ain't gonna lie, because I'm nostalgic and I like carburetors. But then you go right over to fuel injection and you're like, well, the computer has all these tables. It's pre-programmed. It senses how much air-fuel ratio mixture is coming out of the exhaust, and it will adjust itself automatically to allow more air or more fuel into the engine, making it a much smoother ride. Okay, that's awesome. That's amazing. But then, well, how about we get rid of the throttle cable, because some people have heavy foots, and we'll make it electronic. And that's when, in 2006, around there, you had a couple cars where they said that the throttle stuck and they fucking wiped out and killed somebody. Because there's no mechanical control to the throttle. It's just... So, like, that was the big fear, is like, holy shit, you can step on the fuel pedal and you're not going to be able to release the throttle. It's going to be stuck wide open and you're doing 120 miles an hour down the highway. And I think somebody tried to debunk that was bullshit and it wasn't really happening. Maybe it was just like a human error, but like it gets kind of scary because now we're floating in this territory where technology is thinking for us.
Right.
And
like
we're
I
seeing
hate
it on
like
the...
on trucks, like on like fucking now like like if you get a truck from like a fucking Penske or one of these fucking, you know, places that rent you like a fucking straight truck.
Yeah.
They have this fucking mitigation system in them where it's like
It monitors their
it
driving.
monitors everything, like the braking and all that shit like that, and it's like real life situations require human reaction. You know,
Well-
like you can't rely on this truck to fucking do it. You know, like they have like cameras in the front that detect how far away you are from another vehicle, and it'll fucking apply the brakes for you. It's like, nah.
So when people ask me about electronic cars, like the Teslas or whatever, Chevy Volt, there's cars that are they're all electric now. I think Hyundai Ion or Kia Ion, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know. They're all electric, and they're like, what do I think about that? Because the power is they're faster. I'm gonna say it honestly. I don't want to, but they're faster. They perform much better. But the thing is they're on a Wi-Fi. and they're 100% controllable from another location.
Yeah, no good.
And that fucking freaks me out.
Yeah.
You know? And then the other thing is the self-driving cars can't possibly react to anything and everything the way a human
right,
can.
a real life situation.
So, like, when people ask me about auto drive and shit like that, the only way for that to be effective is if every fucking car on the whole highway is all in auto drive so that they can all interact with each other and know, okay, this person is going to merge into this lane.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're a human and you're in there in the mix, you're fucking up the whole system. So it's either got to be all humans or all robots, one or the other. And if it's all robots, I am fucking scared.
Yeah, man.
Because, dude, this is getting into bad territory. You know?
I don't like it.
You ever seen the show, the movie? It's a fucking Disney movie. I don't think it did very well. I don't think it's very popular because it is like eerily.
AI?
No, it's called WALL-E.
Oh no, I never saw it with the little robot.
The little robot, but dude, when you watch it, it is very prophetic.
Yeah.
Dude, it is fucking scary how ridiculous it is. So basically, humans fucked the whole Earth up by polluting the shit out of it, and then they jumped on this like Starship cruise liner that looks like it looks like a cruise ship, you know? But they're all in like these little Jetson fucking jazzy chair things that have like a screen in front of them so that they can talk to anybody they want, and every human turns into this big fat fuck with soft bones, and like they literally cannot stand up on their own, you know? And so the whole ship has thousands of humans that can't even function on their own. They're all relying on computers, and it's just eerie that like you destroyed the Earth, you turned it into this, you gave yourself so much fucking luxury that you can't even move on your own no more. You forgot how to survive, you know? And you look at the way our society's going and you think like, I don't know. I mean, America's getting pretty close to that. Like, we're getting fucking close, man, you know? Like, so.
Yeah, it's scary.
I don't know.
Everything is scary, though. It's like.
I always think about, like, this idea of fat shaming, and like, I'm just like, dude, I don't know, man. And I know that
I'm a fat ass.
You're slightly overweight, so you're concerned. But I think there's a difference between, like, okay, I'm actively working on it because I don't like the way I am, as opposed to justifying and making bullshit excuses.
Dude, and you know, like,
who's the rapper? Or there's like a big girl. There's a big
Lizzo.
Girl. Fuck Lizzo, dude.
Lizzo's like all about like, look, and I'm not saying people should hate themselves. I don't think
you should hate yourself, but I think you should.
And I think it's great if you have confidence in yourself, no matter what you look like. I think that's great.
I'm just saying, I think I should be able to fat shame
like.
you.
Well, I don't know about like necessarily fat shaming somebody.
I want to talk massive amounts of shit.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, I guess like what my problem with it is like, if you're unhealthy and you're visibly unhealthy, I think it's smarter to acknowledge how unhealthy you are rather than go, oh, I'm big and beautiful and I love myself this way. Like, yeah, okay, that's great. Like, I know every kid is a different shape and size and everything like that, and you want all your kids to be confident and happy. And you don't want them to shit on other fucking kids for that kind of stuff. But at some point you have to acknowledge, like, you're unhealthy.
Yeah.
And what you're doing is detrimental. And to make it seem like it's okay for everybody else to just be like that and go ahead and eat whatever the fuck you want and all that shit, that's not productive. And you're giving kids an idea it's okay to just not give a fuck about yourself, you know? Like,
I don't know, man. To me, in this society that we currently live in, we are so unbelievably fucking spoiled when it comes to safety and food and luxury. Here in the United States, compared to some of the worst third world nations in the world, or even the fact that there are still some indigenous tribes that
on our worst day, we've got it better than some other fucking people.
Fucking homeless guys are walking around looking for a place to plug in their iPhone, wearing Nike tracksuits. What the fuck are you talking about? Your whole outfit is worth more than that guy's annual salary. You know, like
And then you
that's
see,
fucking
like,
nuts.
You see
know?
those fucking scenes of like the houses that are built right on top of each other, going up a fucking hill in like a foreign country and stuff like that. Like,
dude, I've been to places. So, like, I did a tour in Kosovo. Kosovo blew my mind. It was a paradigm shift that humans. There are humans on this planet that live so much fucking worse than me. I grew up in Norwood in this relatively safe little town. You know, not too many problems, no bullets flying overhead. People don't remember that is just... Dude, that could all change in a fucking... just a drop of a hat, man.
so many people talk shit about this area, like it's so bad.
Yeah.
For me growing up, to move out here was like, oh, this is like, you know, this is going to be great for me because it's not where I grew up.
Yeah.
You know, like where I grew up was really fucking bad.
Yeah.
And like when I was 15
And
years
even
old,
that, is it really?
Well, I mean, it's
compared to like
compared to like Kosovo, no.
or
But-
Kensington. Or
Oh no,
like,
it's not
you know,
nearly as bad as that. Not nearly.
So like that's the when I talk to people about bad. So
Mine was bad because it was so racially charged, and there was a lot of racial tension. There was a lot of shootings. There was a lot of fighting. There was a lot of kids beating each other up for no fucking reason.
Sure.
It was a bad, and there was a lot of drug use and stuff like that. But it wasn't like Kensington.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like how Philly is now. You know, like the you know.
I don't know. I think it's all relative, and I think that I think in this country, back to fat shaming the fuck out of people. John, get your shit together, man. No, I'm just kidding. You are, dude. You're working hard, man.
I try.
I respect.
I haven't been as much as I should, but I try.
Well, I think life has its
I've been going
ebbs
ups
and
and
flows,
downs,
right?
yeah.
Isn't that what they call it?
Yep.
You know, so like, I think you have your moments where you're like, dude, I'm beat up, and I want to take a little, I want to slow down a little bit. But then there's times where you jump back in it, and you're,
Oh yeah,
you know?
and then you remember all the shit you learned, and you go, yeah, I was much happier doing it this way, and I'm gonna go back to doing it.
dude, and I just think that it's fucking insane that there are people, celebrities specifically, that are absurdly like, dude, your fucking elbows have jowls.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That is, first of all, like, disrespectful to a fucking starving person in a third world. Like, dude, if you're of African descent and you're like, I'm big and beautiful, but there's kids in Africa that have flies swarming around their fucking
big old
face.
distended bellies and
You
shit
know,
like that.
and you're, dude, really? Like, really? Is that what your heritage looked like? Because I don't think so. Like, I think that you're an absurd American, and you know, you go to fucking Wendy's and eat whatever you want.
A lot
you
of
know?
it isn't even that. A lot of it is our lifestyle too. Like,
Sure.
like they say like a person in Africa, like, okay, like a guy who fucking throws a spear across a fucking across a field to hit an animal, and then the whole like tribe goes and like chases the animal to kill it, like to really give it like it's fun. Like, how many calories you think it takes to do that?
Sure.
Like, okay, so but they're conditioned to do that every day.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like that's their
On minimum
Right.
caloric intake.
Well, here's the
you
thing:
know?
is that their bodies are so accustomed to doing things like that they really their metabolism is no different than like a Western person's fucking couch potato metabolism.
Really?
So, yeah. So like me, if I burn 1,850 calories a day doing nothing at rest, it's really no different than the guy who's fucking killing the animal and chasing it through the fucking.
You're saying that
I'm saying that-
you're as badass as a guy that can throw a fucking
I'm saying my
spear at 50
metabolism is the same. I'm not as badass, but I'm saying is that's what cardiovascular conditioning does.
Yeah.
It kind of levels itself out as a, you know,
Sure.
yeah, like it adapts to whatever. That's why like when people, like, not to turn this into a fitness thing, but that's why strength training is so much more beneficial than just cardio training, because it's a constant adaptation for your body to get used to.
Sure.
You know, whereas cardiovascular, it kind of plateaus out at a certain point and your body adapts to it each.
Plus, it's wear and tear. So,
Yeah.
like, I know from the military that strength training, and that's why Tom does what he does, is because they taught us early on that you need usable muscle,
Mm-hmm.
not. I mean, it's great that some people listen. We have a friend Danielle that ran 100
I know,
fucking
fucking
miles.
awesome.
That is mind blowing to
Yeah.
me, but it is also a little unrealistic on the sense of, like, where would you need that? Where would you need that?
Yeah,
you know.
I mean,
and I'm
she's-
not breaking her balls.
No, she's got a ton
I'm
of
not
endurance.
trying to
Yeah.
put down her achievement because
It's
100
amazing.
fucking miles,
in like a weekend.
dude.
100 miles in like 2 days.
In a fucking rainstorm. She
Mm-hmm.
ran through a rainstorm through the fucking night.
But that's also a mental health thing. You
Yeah,
know, like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
like her therapy kind of thing.
Sure.
It's fucking awesome.
I'm just saying that at the end of the day, I have definitely experienced over the years guys that were gym nuts and they went and they did their powerlifting and they did the typical gym bullshit and thought they were big tough guys. Now, I do my own type of like strength conditioning as well. I'm a mechanic and I physically move heavy shit around my shop on a daily basis.
Or you're stuck in one position
yeah,
for long
you know?
periods of time where your muscles are being utilized in like an isometric kind of
Yeah.
state. Yep.
So sometimes people forget that I'm actually a lot stronger than I look. You know, sometimes
I don't think you look weak at all.
Well,
I mean,
I've
you
had
know.
people underestimate. Well, especially gym guys. Like
Yeah. I mean,
and-
you could
and the
probably
worst
tone
of-
it up a certain way or whatever, but you
Sure.
don't look not strong.
Well, it's always the steroid heads really that are the worst ones,
Yeah.
and then steroid guys are silly because, like, dude, you can do like this little burst and pick up a huge amount of weight,
Mm-hmm.
but I can hold you fucking still in a headlock for hours.
Right.
You know, like I can make sure you die. You know, I will win. I'm like a fucking
Yeah.
python. I will just fucking choke you out until you just stop moving.
I
you
see
know?
people every day that don't look like they're fucking strong at all, who are doing leaps and bounds better shit in the gym than the guy who looks like fucking Superman. You know what I mean?
I always say that I think the strongest guys that I've ever met in the trades are roofers.
Oh yeah.
Fucking roofers are like an enigma to me because they're all skinny, like really skinny, because they're on a roof and the fat is just burning the fuck off of them.
Right.
They're carrying heavy shit up a fucking ladder 40, 50 fucking times a day.
Right.
And like, I don't know. It just like, dude, they don't really drink a lot of water. They're all fucked up on drugs. Like, dude, you're fucked up, man.
Yeah.
How the fuck can you be so skinny and so fucking strong? Like, dude, if I ever met a guy and he was like, yeah, I'm a roofer. He's got 3 teeth in his fucking head, and he's like, he's pissed off at me. I'm like, listen, buddy, I'm really sorry. I don't want no trouble.
Yeah.
Because, dude, this wiry little fucker will probably hurt me. You know, like I don't want to lose my fucking teeth. You know, so roofers to me are like, and I'm busting balls and I'm telling jokes right now. But in all honesty, in the trades, I always meet fascinating people because dude, you are ungodly strong. I worked with this guy, Mike Blaney. God rest his soul, he passed away, but he was a shipyard worker, and that fucking guy could tighten bolts with just a pair of wrenches, and I mean big fucking bolts, like 24 mil bolts. That's a 1-inch fucking bolt, you know. And he could grab a pair of wrenches and tighten the ever living fuck out of these goddamn bolts, and literally shear the fucking heads off of them because he tightened them too far.
Wow.
He was a fucking scary ass caveman.
Wow.
You know? And he was in like his late 50s, early 60s or something like that, but his fucking hands were like the fucking claws of a bear. They were like just unbelievably huge fucking hands.
I watched this documentary, dude. You would fucking love it. It's great because it's really humorous and it's also very sad. But it's about a guy who's like I think it's called something. I think it's called Strongman. I think it's actually called Strongman, and it's this guy like up in North Jersey who's kind of like adult, like just a total like dunce. And
I like them.
And he has like a terrible fucking like he has terrible interpersonal relationships with people. Like he has no clue. He's so out of touch, and it's like, but his big thing is he's so fucking strong. He can like fucking bend like a penny in his fingers, like between his fingers. He can bend coins.
Really?
You know, like he's super super strong, and he goes like around like doing like these fucking feats of strength with like, you know, lifting like a pickup truck off the ground, but he does it in front of like a high school with like the people in the neighborhood or some shit. and he has it in his mind like he's going to become like this fucking world famous strongman for doing these stupid feats of strength and shit. And he has like his girlfriend who's like his carnival barker, and she sucks at it. And I mean, like, and she's like really like put out by the whole fucking thing. And like you could see her eyes racing back and forth, like she's like so like, you know, like he's just a jerk off, this guy. But you gotta watch it, man. It's such a sad fucking documentary. But it's, and like he says at some point, he's like, you know, you can bend things with your hands, but you just can't bend people. Like he just wants people to fucking adapt to his way of thinking.
Yeah.
But he's like such a loser, you know. It's fucking sad.
I think it's even more tragic the way you're telling this.
Oh, you gotta watch it, because I watched it and I'm like, I turn it on and I'm like, in the first 20 minutes, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I was like, I thought I was gonna watch something about some guy who was like super fucking strong and like amazing or some shit. And it was just depressing, man. Like, but at the same time, it was kind of funny, but like in a bad way. It's a rough fucking documentary to get through.
I think that's the blight of some of this is, and I think people are starting to realize that there's all these stories. So like, remember when Mickey Rourke did the movie The Wrestler?
Oh, I love that movie.
I'm not even a wrestling fan.
It's a great movie.
And I thought it was such a fascinating draw on
the lifestyle of like a washed up wrestler.
Dude, I was like heartbroken watching this guy.
Because those guys never realize that like that money that they're getting, like your body's going to give out at some point. That, you know, you got to learn how to save whatever you're getting. And a lot of those dudes don't. They like live a very like bizarre lifestyle. There's just no moderation. There's a lot of drugs. I mean, if you're going out there and you're falling every night of the week, and like you're purposely falling and putting yourself in those positions and stuff like that, like you can't fake gravity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're going to get hurt. And then, you know, you have to go out the next night regardless if you're hurt or not. So there's a lot of pain meds, there's a lot of drugs, there's a lot of partying, they're traveling, you know, they got to keep their bodies in shape. Like, so where do you find the time to do all that? Like, these guys look like unreal.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, nobody looks like that in real life.
Sure.
So there's a lot of performance-enhancing drugs and shit like that. It's crazy, man. Crazy lifestyle. But that movie's fucking great.
It is a great movie.
Yeah, it's really well done.
It's fascinating because, I don't know, I'm like a weirdo. Like, I like sports movies. I like, you know, movies about things that I don't really know about. But it's also, I think I just like humans.
Yeah,
you know, I like seeing, like, what does that person go through? You know, because you have no fucking clue.
You just
look
see
at
what's on the surface of it.
I think it's interesting because I don't think most people think about that. So, like, recently, Adam Sandler did a movie called Hustle, I think it is.
Yeah.
And it's fucking great.
That's a good movie. One of the guys I go to the gym with is in it.
Really?
Yeah, he's the big guy rolling the tire when the guy's dribbling the ball between the tire.
Shit.
The guy who's rolling it goes to the gym with us.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's
He's
cool.
a great guy. Great guy.
Interesting.
His name's Ed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I dig it, man. Well, it's fascinating to me that, like, you look at an athlete or a celebrity or whatever, you know, you look at anybody and you think, like, dude, you know, how did they get there? You know? Most people have no concept of how fucking hard that person worked, you know? Even you and I, with a little tiny bit of local celebrityism that we're getting from this or whatever, like most people just, like me, you know? Some people will be, oh my God, you're Yardbird Tuna, you're the guy. I heard you on the fucking whatever. And you're like, dude, you have no concept of how much fucking effort I put into this.
Right.
You know? It's like, they don't get it. They don't realize it's a job. It is a fucking job, you know? So I'm always fascinated when you see, like, other trades or, you know, I don't know.
Not even like a trade so much, just like somebody that is like applying their passion to something. And you don't know like what they go through it like every day, you know, on top of it. You don't know what their day job is. You don't know what stresses they have. You don't know what their struggles are with their kids or their marriages or their relationships or whatever the fuck, you know?
And if it ruins it or, you know, like, what are you sacrificing to get that thing, you know? Like, I think it's funny to me. Like, so we went to a car show yesterday. Me, my dad brought his car. My wife brought the kids. We had, like, this little pop-up tent thing that we all sat under. And, like, I'm explaining to my dad that, like, I've gone to dog shows with my wife. And dog people are the same as car people. They're cunts. They're fucking cunts, dude. Everybody thinks their shit don't stink, and they all got a story about the dog or the car or whatever, and they like, this is why theirs is the best and yours is a piece of shit, and like, your fucking people are lunatics, dude. But it's funny because like you do get obsessed with it. It's like it's my passion. It's my wife's passion. What you do is your passion, and it's okay. I think it's hilarious that we all judge each other so fucking harshly about it, I mean, I think the only thing you shouldn't be passionate about is being a big fat fuck,
You just want to offend somebody.
Dude, I want to offend the fat people today, specifically the ones that, like,
are
don't...
happy to be... Yeah.
Dude, like, my big 600-pound life, when I saw that show, I was so fucking disgusted.
Yeah, but isn't the whole point of that is to get those people help? I think what I can't
But they
stand is
don't.
like the people
the
that are
fucking
like...
asshole is sitting in a couch next to a window, and the pizza delivery guy knows to go
To
around
go to the
the
window?
side of the house because this fucking slob is going to reach his fucking EBT card out the window to pay for this fucking giant pizza. They're like, oh, well, I don't want a large pizza. I want like a fucking super large. Dude, I watched the one episode and I was like, they made him an extra-sized pizza. Like, they made him like, it wasn't a large. It was like they delivered that motherfucker in the back of a pickup truck. I was like, holy shit. That is the biggest fucking pizza I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I mean, that's some extreme shit, man. Like, and like, that's the thing is like, our society allows it. You know what I mean? Like, look, I'm guilty of it, man. Like, DoorDash, I'm guilty of that shit. Like, I don't fucking want to get in my car and go
wrong with
nowhere.
Ordering food.
Yeah,
There's
but
something wrong with learning moderation, man. Like,
I guess so.
Dude, we all enjoy food, and I don't think. Listen,
but this is like
we live in paradise, and I think
one guy
should
eating
just,
a fucking monster pie is just
God.
too much.
Or like the fetish girls that are like big old giant ass women that like sit on these skinny fucking dudes. Dude, that's a thing. That's a thing, dude. There are skinny little guys out there that
just
are like,
want the biggest...
I want this big ass bitch to sit on my fucking face and eat a fucking hoagie while she's doing it.
Dude.
Food and shit dripping all
That's
down
the other
her
thing
big
that
tits.
that boggles my mind is like these weird sexual fetishes. And it's like,
oh, let's dive down this hole.
But now that's not really
this.
like diving. Like, I guess like what it is like look, I find a lot of different women attractive, a lot of different types of women I find attractive. Whatever.
Is there any type of woman that you wouldn't fuck? Come on, let's get a little racist.
No. I don't know. Like, I mean,
What about a hairy woman?
No. Like really hairy? Like hairy?
Yeah, like what if isn't there like a tribe of people that are like very hairy in South America?
I wouldn't do it. No, I'm good.
You wouldn't like part the hairs and you got hairy nips.
No, I think it's like, but like, I guess what I'm trying to say is like, all right, if you're like a guy who says like, I only like to have sex with large women.
Yeah.
Like that's your thing. You just want to be with big, heavy, fat women. Okay? Doesn't matter. I don't care what kind of guy you are. Like, to some extent, like, it almost doesn't seem like you're just straight. It seems like you have such a fucking preference to big women that it, like, needs its own sexual category. Like, to say you would never have sex with, like, a thin woman or an average woman or a short woman or any... Like, if you just... Like, say, like, all you ever wanted to bang was midgets. Which I think that's a bad word. So I might have offended some little people.
I'm just going to keep going with this.
But like I'm saying, like if you were just like, I just want to have sex with little people.
Midgets.
That's it. But that's all. I don't want to have sex with anybody else. Like, it's almost like, that's not even like normal. Like, it's such a fetish.
Yeah, it's taboo.
But I mean, you're so like locked into that fucking niche.
Dude, I wonder how many white supremacists out there jerk off to Jewish chicks.
Oh, dude,
there's some hot Jewish chicks out there.
Yes, there are.
Do you think there's like some dude in a trailer park right now?
That's the thing.
With a
like,
Nazi flag behind him, and he's like, he's in a dark room and he's just fucking cranking one loose to fucking,
in the sex world, I don't really think that racism exists. That's like, it sounds like a fucked up thing to say.
I think sex solves I think sex solves racism,
All
dude.
bets are off.
Dude, so there was this chick on Instagram.
Yeah, dude, like if you send like the chicks from the Big Pimpin' video into like a Klan rally, I would think that like it would be like, all right, let's just fucking stop with this shit. Don't say the N-word at all. These girls are here. You want to watch what you're saying.
I think what would happen is you would see 2 points on them fucking hoods. You would see the one on the top of their head and the one down below. These boys would get real quiet, real fucking quick. Whoa, you guys, what are you doing here? You know?
I
And then
think
these girls like, you shut your ass up, white boy.
I think the promise of vagina changes a lot of things about a lot of people. You could be like a huge nerd who's like got some fucking collection of something that you're ashamed of, and some hot chick will come along and you'd be like, I'm throwing all this shit out.
Dude, I knew
throwing
this.
it out.
I knew this black dude that literally told me, he's like, dude, I have the biggest fetish for white chicks that like say racist shit to me while we're fucking.
I
and
bet
he's
you.
like,
I
he
bet
was
you
like,
that's a dynamic.
dude, he told me, he was like, dude, when they drop the N-bomb with the hard R and like would call him,
Really?
like, yeah, dirty N-bomb and like
While
say
he's in the
fucked
midst
up,
of doing,
dude,
yeah.
he was like, oh my god, and he's like, dude, they would like really. I
Yeah.
was like, holy shit. That is the craziest
Your
fucking
pain
thing.
is my pleasure. My pleasure is your pain.
And then, dude, then it makes you wonder, like, in his head, is it like revenge sex? Like, what is the motive? Like, what are you
I
getting
don't
out
know.
of
I think
it,
there's
you know?
like such a
He's like,
juxtaposition.
he's
of
like, she doesn't
feelings.
know it right now, but I'm raping her. You know, like.
No, I don't even think it's that. I think it's like maybe like in his mind he thinks like, okay, you can say what you want, but I'm still, you know.
I'm still fucking
I'm
you.
still
I'm
getting
still
this.
winning. This is still a
Yeah,
win.
say what you want. I'm winning.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what the dynamic of that. But I bet you that's a huge thing. I bet you that's a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I bet you that's a thing.
I don't know, man.
Like, and I mean, they make porn like that is so like fucking out of whack with like, you know, I bet you if you fucking were to search right now, they probably have like chicks that are dressed as cops that are banging black dudes and shit like that. Like,
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't understand why there's such a huge
I think they make like a
wave
satire.
of step parents or stepchildren fucking their dads or moms.
I
or whatever.
hate that. I hate that.
I don't
hate it.
understand why this is. It's every fucking title to every porn on the
Stepbrother
entire.
bangs sister. Or,
Dude, I'm
you
not
know,
reading
mom
the
bangs
title
son.
because you're grossing me to fuck out. I'm
Like,
just
I don't want
looking
to watch
at the
this.
chick.
The context of it has taken me so far, but I think that's like some people's twist. Is like they want to see the
Yeah,
fucking...
but it can't be everybody's
No,
twist.
man.
It's not everybody's.
Not. Dude, I'm the most normal dude on the planet when it
I'm
comes to
gonna make
that
a
shit.
Pornhub channel called Guy Fucks Girl.
Yeah.
That's it, dude.
Like
There-
just normal fucking...
yeah.
This
Guy
is what
fucks
you're all
hot chick.
trying to attain. Guy bangs hot chick.
It would make it even easier to search if they would just go back to dude, cut out all the bullshit.
Right.
I don't want to see like that stuff. Dude, I want to like white guy fucks black chick with big tits. Like, dude, okay, all right. Let me take a look at this.
Yeah,
you
none
know?
of my search words involve
Yeah.
step,
Never,
mom,
never
none of
once
it.
was I
none
like,
of them.
let me see dad's dick in my teen tight pussy. Like, no, dude, no.
Yeah. Stepdad has way with stepdaughter. Like, that's just fucked up, dude.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
stop.
And so, like, all right, so, and maybe because of, like, who I am and the things that I've gone through, but I've even gotten now I'm in dad mode so much, I don't look at teen porn. Dude,
Nah, me
teen porn
neither.
is not my thing.
I never really
know?
was. I don't look at young girls and think they have the experience that an older woman has.
I kind of
So,
get weirded out a little bit.
Yeah, I much
you
rather
know?
like watch like an older woman.
Yeah.
You know, like a mature. I like the mature shit. I'm a mature cougar puma kind of guy. That's what I'm into.
I draw the line at college chicks. Dude, I'll watch college porn.
I don't
college
even care.
Porn,
I don't even
yeah,
think about
dude,
it.
college chicks to me, like these are chicks that are, hey, they're experimenting, man, and
Yeah.
you know, I just want them to have some fun, you know. A little bukkake never hurt anybody.
We always end
That's
up
the
talking about
grossest
this.
shit,
It
dude.
is, man. It is. We always end up talking about like porn searches on this show.
That's dude. We start out.
We start out trying to have an intellectual conversation, and then we just turn into little boys.
What happened? And I'm looking at
Man, child.
I'm looking at your coffee cup, and you know what happened here? When the coffee cup
Oh
was
yeah,
full,
dude. I was
we
fucking
were-
lethargic and stupid, and now the coffee cup's empty, and I'm all charged up and talking about dumb shit.
and you got a hard on. You know,
Nah,
that's
there's-
it, dude.
Yeah, but
we were talking about fat girls, and you suddenly got turned on.
but
you know?
like, dude, like this coffee in particular, the coffee you make, I associate it completely. Like if I were to drink this in a different setting, I think what I would think
you'd
of
be
is,
like, "This is dog shit."
no, I would drink it and be like, this tastes like the podcast.
This
You know
tastes
what I
like
mean?
porn.
Yeah, this tastes like a porn conversation to me. It is good though, man.
Is that what we do, man? Is that what? Do we always talk? We should just.
Dude, I think like the last episode we did with Billy, we started talking about whatever the fuck, and then, but I mean, he had some deep, cool thoughts about like sexual taboos and shit like that. So I mean, it was a good conversation. Me and you were just like, we just, I think because. I don't. It gets very juvenile though.
I think. Well, we are. We're Renaissance man children, So like to me.
Yeah, I mean, you went from explaining like the fucking inner workings of like fucking modern cars to like fat chicks and
I mean, if we were gonna market this show, if we were ever gonna like make a commercial and somebody was like, "Well, tell me in 3 words, what is your show about?" I'd be like, cars, food, and porn.
I would think like.
Can you sell that? Is there anybody out there that can help us?
I would love
that?
it if we had like a listener out there, like a handful of listeners that were just listening just because. Like, listen, you got to listen to this. These guys start off really fucking intelligent and having a deep conversation, but I guarantee you 40 minutes in, it's just boiled down to fucking porno and fucking hamburgers. Like, these guys are
hamburgers.
These guys
Sometimes
are morons.
we fuck the hamburgers, I don't know, man. I don't know. Dude, I met it. All right, let me take it back to the porn or the fetish thing. I met a guy one time years ago. And, like, I made a joke about a girl peeing on him, and he was like, "Oh, I love that shit." And I was just like,
what the fuck?
Dude, he openly admitted it in front of a group of people. And I was just like...
Nobody's ever going to look at you the same ever again.
Dude, you for real? Like, wait, hold on. Right now? Like, he's like, "Oh, yeah, dude, I lay down. I let him, like, pee on me." And I'm like...
Good Lord.
I don't get that. I don't understand.
Yeah,
Dude,
what do you...
sometimes I try to dive into these things and, like, really, like... psychologically tear it apart and wonder, like, what the fuck do you
What is
get?
the dynamic?
Is it because you're looking at her pussy? Like, what is it that you're...
I think it's
What is
gross.
it that you're doing? Or the feet thing always blows my mind, too, because a foot is a utilitarian thing.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, yeah.
It's dude, you walk on them.
I
It's
think,
not
like...
meant for jerking dicks off.
No,
It's
I
not
think,
meant
like,
for...
I see a woman's foot sometimes, and they're very feminine, and they're like, "Oh, she's got pretty feet." But I don't want you to fucking jam it into my fucking crotch.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what I'm thinking at all.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think that, I think we said it on another episode, is that, like, I think some people get so far into their fetishes that they literally just can't go back. They can't go anywhere, but they continue down the path of, like, I'm so deep into this. So, like, guys that like getting their dicks and balls stepped on with, like, stilettos and shit, like... Dude, they're so deep into their fetish.
That, like, the normal shit that would make an average man come is just far out of their fucking...
I
don't know.
Mine changes, too. I don't understand that. Like, I wonder if they change and, like, rotate up. Because, like, dude, sometimes... Listen, I have jerked off many times to Bridget the Midget. And I don't care if that's offensive or not, but I've definitely done it. I would have fucked her brains out back in the day because it was taboo. And there's been times where I saw a really big girl on porn, and I was like, you know what, dude? She is cute. I will fuck the shit out of that big-ass girl, you know?
Wow.
And then there's been other times
Well,
where...
yeah, there's plenty of times where I see, like, a woman who is, like, not my, like... usual thing that I'm attracted to and go, she's kind of sexy, but it's an individual basis kind of thing. Like, I'm not saying I don't think any big women are attractive. Some of them I do find very attractive.
Yeah.
But I think it's like when that's all you care about.
Yeah.
I think it's like the variety is what is like, okay, I'm cool with that. I'm cool. Like, I like a skinny girl. I like a thick girl. But like, I think it's like one by one. Yeah, she's attractive. Nah, I'm not really turned on by her, but yeah, this one, like, it switches up. I just don't think, like, I don't just go, oh, I'll only bang black women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I won't,
Well, I don't know, man. To me, that's like, I just think to myself, I don't know. I don't know how you can... I don't know, man. I don't know how people, like, stay in this bubble. They're like, and then, like, if it progresses, like, they're just like, well,
But also, like, if your twist is, like, something so strange that it's like, I can only come if I get punched in the face. dude, you're gonna be like,
There was a movie years ago about people. Their fetish was getting into like car accidents and physically getting hurt.
fuck that.
And it's a real thing apparently, like breaking a limb.
People are jerk offs, man.
Dude, how fucking... This goes back to the original thought of this show, of how spoiled you are.
Yeah.
Dude, when there are kids in Africa that are fighting against, a tyranny, and they're getting their arms cut off, they don't go and jerk off with the other arm.
Dude,
you know?
have you ever seen this chick that was blinded by her fucking psychiatrist or some shit like that because she wanted to identify as a blind person?
What?
Yeah, that's what I said.
This is for real?
Yeah, man. Like, this is like a new thing. Like, this is like something that people are like, they call it transabled.
Dude, that is the most asshole thing that I've
Yeah.
ever heard in my
You should
fucking
be
life.
fucking locked in a fucking box somewhere and dropped in the fucking ocean.
I
and
think
just-
you should identify as a fucking corpse, like
You're an
because
idiot.
You're a fucking moron.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
you're gonna take something like a true disability that's limiting other people and going, I would identify much better in this world if I were blind. Like, you're taking away the
I
luxury
think you should,
of fucking
but
sight.
because you voluntarily gave up your sight, I don't think we should pay you any disability because, like, dude,
yeah, that's the thing. I think
know,
that's
like-
part of it. Is like, and then they want to go collect disability or something.
nah,
Fuck
no thanks.
you.
So I did see this. I think it was a documentary or something. Maybe it was like a little like docu-series about this dude that voluntarily told his buddy to shoot him because he wanted.
Isn't that called insurance fraud?
Well, no, dude, they literally they had like a toolbox and he had like the gun picked out and he's like he knows the location where he wants to be shot at and it was like they were trying to like justify that it was going to be like body art and it was like, dude, you're going to let somebody put a bullet through you, you might die.
What a fucking jerk off.
But it was also like this like
Not only that, but you might, if you survive it, you might end up with like sepsis,
it's fucking dude,
blood poisoning, something.
This is
something else will kill
This is
you.
the kind of stupid shit that Americans, in our first world problems, we come up with. You know what? I don't have enough street credit. I need one of my friends to shoot me in the arm or something, so I can.
That was
so
actually
my
a-
album will, gain some fucking.
That was a subplot on The Sopranos one time. There's like a rapper in the hospital with Tony, and one of his buddies or whatever was like, "Nah, now he's gonna have all the street cred because he got shot." And fucking Bobby Bacala's like, "Look, man, I could shoot you if you want to get shot, And he's like, "Yeah," and he pays him like $7,000. And he's like, "I don't want to know when it's coming." And he's like, "All right, I'll shoot you in the fleshy part of the thigh," which basically meant he was going to shoot him in the ass. So this rapper's like coming out of a store or whatever, and Bobby Bacala's like fucking sniping him out and shoots him in the ass. And this is supposed to get the guy like street cred. It's so, dude, Sopranos is a fucking great show.
Yeah.
So funny and so many layers. Like, if anybody is like, nah, I don't want to watch that, I'm like, you're missing out, dude. You are really missing out.
I don't have time, dude.
Oh,
I
man.
like.
You got to make time.
I try to find shows that I can dive into, and maybe maybe me and my wife need to do that. But it's like I don't know. I should because I know a lot
Dude,
of guys in North Jersey. So
you
I
ever
probably
want to watch The Sopranos? Fucking come over to my house. I'll watch it with you. I will rewatch it any fucking time of the year, any day. I put it on the background as like a soundbed to my life sometimes,
So let's run through the list right now of everything we discussed on this episode.
Carburetors.
Carburetors to fuel injection to fat girls to fucking what else did we dive into? Porno for a while. 'Cause fetishes, and then The Sopranos.
Yeah. Let's cap it off with that. This
Let's-
was fucking wackadoo.
This is a great episode.
This
is
episode
what we
is
do.
wackadoo.
This is what
I
we do,
really
man.
hope there's a fan out there who's like laughing at us.
Yeah.
Like they start off, these guys really want to sound like they know some shit. But
Yeah.
before you know it, they fucking melt down and become the most typical dudes on the planet.
So what happens really is every other episode is great. Because we record 2 at a time.
Yeah, right.
So the
right.
first one
is
we're
like the
asleep.
warm up. Yeah.
The first one is like us coming out of a groggy dream, and we're like, oh, dildos and fucking unicorns and fucking all kinds of cool shit.
Yeah.
And then by the time the second episode comes along, we're like more controlled and thought out, and we're like discussing
Yeah.
our favorite food and how it was prepared and Gordon Ramsay. Dude, that's what we should talk about on the next episode. I fucking love.
That guy that yells at everybody?
Dude, I just got into it, and I wanna fucking eat his food. Dude, that guy is good.
Yeah.
We'll get into it. But let's wrap this one up.
Yeah.
If you were listening to this thing all the way through this episode, I love you.
Thanks for your patience.
If you didn't make it this far, fuck you.
Listen, if the first 20 minutes bored you,
just stick around for another hour.
Full-on retard by the end of it.
All right, I'm out of here.
All right. Thanks for listening to Renaissance Man-Child. Renaissance Man-Child is a Yardbird Tuna production. If you enjoyed the show, please like, follow, and share. Any ideas or suggestions, feel free to reach out to us on Facebook or Instagram.
Oh, shit!
You talk good.